All right. We've got Poonam. Poonam is asking, I am on work permit in Canada, 44 age, and I have 17 years of work experience. Can I apply? Can you apply for Australian migration? At 44, the moment you turn 55, you become completely ineligible for Australian general skilled migration, potentially stopping you from making any application to Australian migration, unfortunately. Okay. Guys, I recommend everyone, if you guys are there on our Facebook and on YouTube, you can bring all the questions on Facebook and YouTube. We are doing simultaneous live on different platforms. David Lewis, can you please explain any possibility subclass for IT graduate with 90 points? David Lewis, if you are an IT graduate and have 90 points, if you are located offshore, you are on those high points. This financial year, last financial year, the number of allocations were limited. That's why not everyone received invites from offshore. But in future, the situation may change. So make sure you have your UI in place and always updated. And I wish you all the best. I'm a little distracted today. Just give me one more minute and I will look at all your questions. Okay, I'm just trying to share Facebook stream um, on some Facebook groups so we can get more traction there. There we go. All right. Okay, while that happening, I'll see some more questions. Uh, Gaurabi Shana, sir, got ECT full-time job of regional Queensland. So Gauravji, I think I spoke to your spouse the other day in consultation, and I have given her recommendations. Okay, I've given her recommendations. Poonam again at 44. Not many chances of invitation, unfortunately, from offshore. Just Sidhu, high 75 points for 189 and 80 for 190. Working as RN, what are the chances for invite in Victoria? So Jasidu, I think 75 points for 189 are slightly on the lower side. Okay. Um, but maybe you can get invited for 190 from Victoria or even 491. There's a lot of competition at this stage, but you can place yourself in a way that can maximize your chances to get invited. Think about moving to regional area, regional Victoria with a full-time contract. And if your visa is valid for another like 12 to 15 months or just over 12 months, you can also apply for full-time jobs uh, in Tasmania. So Tasmania can also nominate you for 491 because it's a highly required occupation that you have, registered nurse. Miss S is saying where to get these points from. Miss S, please rewrite your question again. I'll try to answer your question. Okay, we've got a question from, I think it's on YouTube. Ravi 68290 is saying, hi sir, I have 85 points for 190 as a community worker. Any chance for invitation? I'm Western Australian graduate and working as a youth worker. So Ravi, Western Australia has a graduate stream. You have very good chances from invitation from Western Australia if you're currently employed and you're currently living in Western Australia and you are a Western Australian graduate. All the best. Okay, so Sergeant Baral, ECT working in childcare center in Tasmania. What are the chances get invited for 190 this year? So childcare ECT is in high priority in Tasmania. If you have full-time employment, you're going to get invited this financial year. It is just a matter of time. Okay, just give me one sec, guys. So sorry. I had to attend this urgent consultation, and that is the reason I got a little bit disorganized. But somehow um, we are here, and I'm gonna be with you in a minute. Here we go. All right, sorry, we have like a lot of messages already, so many of those are going to get scrolled up. So if I have not answered your question or picked your question for answering, please type it again. Okay. Zoheb Tahir. Zoheb is asking, what do you see cabinet maker in future in regional New South Wales? Currently doing CERT 3 and will do JRB. So cabinet makers, we have always less than 30, 40 or 50 EOIs. They would be invited sooner or later. Should not be a problem with cabinet makers. Make sure you continue to get employed in the occupation, get your skills assessment, and have minimum of 65 points. Once you have skills assessment, don't leave your job. Continue to get employed until you get invited. 189 Ravi Malli, Wall and Floor Tyler, Pakka invite. 189 invite is sure for you in coming few months. Currently, we have like a, let me check how many EOIs we have in Wall and Floor Tyler. So if you come to our YouTube, my YouTube channel is, or even Facebook, Mohinder Migration Agent Australia. That's my YouTube channel. I can show you the EOI data for Wall and Floor Tyler. So at the moment, we are looking at very limited number of EOIs as Wall and Floor Tyler, because most of the EOIs they got invited in the last round. So Wall and Floor Tyler, we have less than 35. Sorry, we have 135 EOIs in total. And if we go at 70 or higher points, we are only looking at maybe 30 or 35 EOIs. So everyone is 135 people are going to get invited like this. If we have another round for 189. Okay. So I had a question from Prerna. Sir, NT is open to new UIs this year. Can I log new UI offshore candidate? Good question. So I haven't looked at the Northern Territory as yet. But I think in Northern Territory, you could always make application. Just have a look at their website. There should be definitely be a link. Northern Territory just allows the state nomination applications throughout. Let me have a quick look. I'm looking at Northern Territory. Please hold on for the questions. Now, guys, when I'm doing some research, please make sure you don't continue posting questions because I won't be able to answer those questions. So, and then you'll get really annoyed. So when I'm not looking at and I'm not looking at your questions, when I'm doing some search answering previous question, then please hold on the questions. So onshore applications can be made and not from offshore. So once they receive a full allocation, only then they will open from offshore. Okay, that was answer to your question, Prerna. Sarji, JRP as a bricklayer finishing in December, what are the chances at 75? So Gurpreet, very, very high chances at 70 points. I can show you here. If you look at my screen here, Gurpreet, so you're looking at okay. All right, so you're looking at bricklayer. So guys, this ANSCO search is a paid resource. We pay for this resource, and most of this information is true, and it is taken directly from SkillSelect EOI data from Department of Home Affairs. So as a bricklayer, we have 135 EOIs, very, very high chances of invitation in future. Okay. All right, I'm back with you on TikTok as well, taking some questions from here. Firanti 3, any chance for Chef 85 points for 491 in Western Australia, living from last 2 years. If you're not Western Australian graduate, I think if you've been living there for last 2 years, they can still offer you 491. But again, chefs and cooks, they get invited in limited numbers. Okay. I would recommend you, if your visa is running out in next few months, side by side prepare alternative options as well, which could be employer sponsored visa 494, 186, or even 482. Diljit is asking, coming 189 round, is there any chance of 65 points for carpenter? Let me check. Carpenters are more numbers than other trade occupations such as a wall and floor tiler and bricklayer and even cabinet maker. We have 983 EOIs, but I'm confident that many of these people will get invited by state-sponsored visas, and those places will be eligible for future invitations of a 189. So I wish you all the best. But if there is any room for you to increase your points by 5 or maybe 10 more, you'll be sitting on top of the ladder, increasing your chances for invitation to a great extent. Aman is in Victoria. Registered nurse at 70 points. At the moment, registered nurses are 70 points, are probably are less likely to get invitation for 189. Okay, but moving to regional area, having the right strategy in place can probably increase your chances of getting invited. Current processing times for 491 visas are roughly 26 months. Okay, and roughly 12 to 18 months for 190. In those times, they continue fluctuating. We had a recent grant, I think almost in 3 or 4 months. That was a registered nurse from regional. So if it is a priority occupation, you can get grant between 3 to 4 months or sometimes 6 months, within 6 months. But if it is non-priority occupation, it's going to take its own time. If it is a 491 subsequent, roughly 12 months. If it has been roughly 12 months, you expect that grant anytime soon. Rahul 53120. I have 3-year experience as a barber. Can apply 186 visa. I have 482 visa now. Rahul, so it all depends upon different circumstances, Rahul. Depends if you have a qualification or not. If you have used your RPL for qualification, okay, so if you have used your RPL for qualification, then 186 can only be applied after 6 years full-time work experience. Okay, 3 years are taken to make you equivalent to Australian qualification, and 3 years is the main requirement for 186. But as you said, you hold 482 visa as a barber. That means you can apply for subclass 186 visa under TRT stream. For that, the primary requirement is just to hold a 482 visa for minimum 2 years. So you are eligible in that sense. Okay, so if you want to discuss your options, please reach out to us on the given number. Okay, the best is to book appointment, guys. You can book appointment from my website. Please don't choose any time for tomorrow. Tomorrow I have cricket full day. I also play cricket as well, so tomorrow is our cricket day. Most of the day is gone in cricket. I have blocked all the appointments for tomorrow, but if you guys really want, if you raise hands, if you are looking to book appointment with me, sometimes on Sunday I can probably unlock a couple of slots. So I have unlocked a couple of slots, 2 or 3 slots only for Sunday. If someone wants to book appointment with me, you can do it from my website. Website address is mentioned here: www.eems.com.au. So I was talking, I think Rahul, it was your question. Can you do 186 visa? You have 3 years of work experience. You're on 482 visa. Yes, you can go for 186 either through direct entry if you're eligible, or you can also do TRT stream, 186 under TRT stream. Very good question. So someone is saying, Sabina Magar, can 1 year of chef experience can apply for 482 visa? Absolutely, you can, if you have qualification as well. But if you don't have qualification, some of your work experience will be taken out to make you equivalent to the qualification, and that work experience which is used to make you equivalent to the qualification can also be counted as long as it is within last 5 years. So if you don't have qualification but you only have just 1 year of full-time work experience, then in that case I would recommend you to probably choose a pathway to go on a training visa first, gain some more work experience, and then apply for 482 visa. So depending upon your circumstances, the answer to that question can vary. Remember, there are standard criteria, but when we apply those standard criteria to your individual circumstances, its interpretation could be slightly different than the standard interpretation. Okay, so everyone, I would recommend and request everyone, please come to our YouTube or Facebook live stream. Okay, so come to our YouTube or Facebook live stream. Let me show you the YouTube first. I have kids YouTube on my phone. I'm not sure why, but I think from my son. Okay, here we go. So that's my YouTube channel. You can see that live stream here. Let me show you this. This is the live stream that's going on at the moment. This is my YouTube channel, Mohinder Migration Agent Australia. Mohinder Migration Agent Australia. This is my YouTube channel. You can bring all the questions on YouTube. Okay, I'll try to share screen and show you some information there as well. I have this question from YouTube. 65, community worker, welfare worker in Western Australia, 190, starting job in the field soon. 65 points on the lower side, but good sign is your starting job in your field. That is definitely going to help in future. Okay, Umesh. Umesh knows balls. If AT hearing is negative, what options we gonna have? Please educate step by step. So Umesh, if the AT or ART hearing is negative, that is known as, the decision is known as affirm. So when AT or ART affirms the Department of Home Affairs decision, your visa stays cancelled. Refused. So if in that decision there is any kind of error, or sometimes even if there is no jurisdictional error, it is one of the strategy to lodge a federal circuit court appeal. Okay, so FCC appeal, federal circuit court, and that's where you challenge the refusal of your ART or ART's decision. So first we have department that refuses, you go to ART. If the ART says, hey, department decision was correct, then ART affirms that decision. Then you have another layer of review, that's a federal circuit court. So you make an application in federal circuit court. So almost everyone who loses in ART will go to federal circuit court. When you go to federal circuit court, only a migration lawyer can assist you, not a migration agent, not a registered migration agent. And if you have positive outcome in the federal circuit court, then they're going to check the decision back to ART, and ART will check it back to Department of Home Affairs. During this time, you continue to hold the bridging visa A, which you originally held at the time of ART appeal or during the process of ART. Okay, you will obviously be section 48 bar. Section 48 bar stops you from making many applications while you are onshore, but there are certain applications that you still can make. So you can make 190 application onshore, you can make 491 application onshore, you can also make 494 application while you are onshore, you can also make partner visa application with a schedule 3 waiver while you are onshore. So there are different ways of managing your situation depending upon your individual circumstances. So if you have any complex matter that you really cannot post here, the purpose of these live shows is just to provide you only generic information. Okay, if you want to discuss your individual circumstances with me, if you are in my live show for the first time, and if you think, oh hey, this person can help me, and you have never been able to get right advice in the past, this is high time for you to head to my website and lock that time to speak to me. It's a $165 consultation that will give you 30 to 45 minutes time one-on-one with me, followed by a proper letter of advice. And if you sign up for any of the process within next 3 months from the date of the consultation, you will also get that $165 becoming part of the final quote, so you don't lose anything. As I said, always, as I always say, we are not just here to make money, we are here to make lives. Okay, and it takes a lot of courage and effort and hard work, determination to make someone's life. So this opportunity as a migration agent gives me opportunity to change lives, and we want to make sure that we can change as many as lives as possible, as long as I'm working as a registered migration agent. So if you want to discuss your profile with me, head to my website and book appointment. Okay. Anonymous is saying, I'm from India. I have positive skills assessment for quality assurance manager. Can I apply for 189 EOI? Can you apply for quality assurance manager? If I have ANSCO code, I would be able to have a quick look, but just give me 1 sec. I would have a quick look. Quality assurance manager. Okay. So quality assurance manager is 139914. Let me have a look which skill list this occupation belongs to. Remember, 189 visa can only be 189 EOI can only be done for occupation which appears in medium and long-term strategic skill list. I'm going to show you that here on the screen. If you come to if you guys come to my screen here, on YouTube, I'll be able to show you here. Okay, so here, share this tab instead. That's good. I think you're able to see my tab now. All right, here we go. So quality assurance manager, you can see this occupation is 139914. Okay, so it is occupation that is listed in short-term list. So any occupation that is listed in short-term list cannot be used for expression of interest for 189 visa. For 189 visa, your occupation has to be in medium and long-term strategic skill list. So you can apply for only state nominated visas, which are 190 and 491. Okay, so in addition to expression of interest, you would also have to hurdle state nomination process, which has its own additional criteria. Okay, so Karen Mawa MK. Karen is asking, just give me one sec, Karen. I have to read your question. So Karen is asking, 482 visa still requires us to work for exactly 2 years to apply for 186 visa. I came to Australia 3 weeks after the visa grant, and that's the big problem, Karen. Unfortunately, you can't apply for subclass 186 visa under TRT stream. So transition stream, you can't apply under that stream unless you are a holder of 482 visa for minimum of 2 years. Okay, and you have worked on that 482 visa for minimum of 2 years. So you may have held the 482 visa for 2 years, but if you came to Australia 3 weeks later, that means your employment started 3 weeks later. So you're 3 weeks short in applying for 186 visa under TRT stream. Okay, this is why when we apply for 482 visa, in most cases, I always apply for 3 years. Okay, it costs the employer additional 1 year of a Skill Australian Fund levy, but it has long term benefits, because if somehow during those 2 years, if you were not able to work for a few days or you had few unpaid leaves, you won't be able to meet the eligibility criteria for subclass 186 under TRT stream. That's why it is always good to have a little extra time. However, having said that, if you have 3 years of full-time work experience after your qualification, okay, at the appropriate skill level, your employer can give you 186 visa under direct entry stream, subject to meeting criteria, which also includes less than 45 age, your valid skills assessment, and minimum 6 each score. Okay. However, if you don't have skills assessment, you can't go for 186 direct entry, even if you meet all other criteria. That's why for someone who is on 482 visa, if you don't want to hurdle the skills assessment process, you can go for 186 under TRT stream. Okay. So guys, if you guys are in my live show for the first time, I want everyone to help me in double tapping the screen. And if you're watching me live on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook, wherever you are, just hit that follow button so you don't miss those live shows in future. My name is Mahinder and I am a registered migration agent based in Adelaide, South Australia. We assist international students and temporary visa holders in Australia to help them find PR pathways. We also take lots of clients from overseas as well. But I am so sorry, a lot of people approach us from Africa. Unfortunately, Australian visas are not cheap. They're very, very expensive. And this is why if you have a quality application, we may be able to help you from offshore as well, as long as you're able to afford our services. How you can get in touch with us, the best is to head to our website. If you're on YouTube and on Facebook, you can see my website address is scrolling on the screen. And if you're on TikTok, I've got this banner behind me, which has all the details. Okay, my website, my phone number, WhatsApp number, and all those. Okay, remember, we are here to help, and we are genuinely here to help. Okay, because our motto at Endeavor Education and Migration Services is to change lives. We don't just here do people's visas, but we change lives and we make lives. This is the motto of our business. So if you want to get advice that is catered to your needs, please head to my website and book appointment. I'll continue answering questions. There are lots of questions flowing from all the platforms. I'll try my best to answer everyone. So I've got this question from, I think, YouTube. Chef ACT 120 points, any chance for 190 or 491? How many UIs submitted in Canberra? Good question. I can quickly have a look at the number of UIs in Canberra as a chef, but I be able to tell you what are your chances? Less likely, because I really don't know. I also know as much as you know. Let's have a look. So chefs backlog, if you look at backlog, in Canberra or in ACT, we have 446 EOIs as of today. And for 491, we have 490. So it's still a huge number. And even if the chefs got invited, they probably will not be prioritized for 190 because there are so many of them are there. And if you are highly skilled and the employer is really willing you to stay here with them, then they can also choose to go for employer sponsored visa. So that's why if you are a chef, unless you really get invitation, you can't really say what's going to happen. Someone 68, I do social work with 85 points. My chances for 189. And please don't type the same question again and again because it's going to annoy me. At 85 points, the chances of social work are very, very high if they invite social workers in this round. Because of this reason, you have a look at my screen. So with 85 or higher, at 85 or higher, the number of social workers or the number of EOIs are less than 100. And you also need to understand, you have less than 100 EOIs, but maybe these all 100 people may not get invited. But we also need to keep in mind that some of those EOIs could also be duplicated. So I think, even if I keep everything, if I factor everything in, maybe there are like 60 to 70 EYs for social workers. And in the last round, they invited a lot of social workers. Not necessarily this time also they're going to invite social workers. So that's another thing. They do only select certain occupations in certain rounds. Who knows this? No one knows it. We only know it if we get that information after the round is done by Department of Home Affairs, and after that information is published on the Department of Home Affairs website. We won't know either. Okay, but generically at 85 points, you have very high chance of getting invited as a social worker. Okay, guys, a little bit of housekeeping, especially my TikTok family. I have 54 viewers, 52, 53 viewers. I want everyone. I'm gonna stay with you for the next 15 minutes. Okay, I'll pick all the questions from TikTok, but I want to see at least 10,000 likes in next 1 minute. So don't post any question. Help in double tapping the screen. Help in getting 10,000 likes in next 1 minute. And I think with 56 viewers, if everyone double taps on the screen, it will bring those number of viewers. And after that, I'll try to pick every single question from TikTok for next 15 minutes. So I help you, you guys help me. And also, if you're new to my live shows, okay, this is the time you hit that follow button so you don't miss our live shows in future. Okay. Don't post any question. Just focus on double tapping the screen, and I'm counting the number of likes. We have 1.7K likes now. Let's go. Keep double tapping the screen. 1.8K. Let's keep double tapping the screen. I'm looking for 10K likes. Okay. Let's go. 1.9. 2K likes. Continue. Let's go. Continue. Don't post any questions. Just focus on likes. Double tap. 2.3K. Good job. Let's go. Continue double tapping the screen. Oh, the number of viewers are reducing. I'm not sure why, because I'm not answering any question, I think. All right. So that's okay. I hope you guys will help me in getting those double taps and more likes. I'm going to, in the meantime, while we are waiting, I'm going to answer Jessica's question. Whose question was it? Someone was asking Jessica's. So Jessica was asking community worker EOIs count for 190, 185 points and 495 points, both New South Wales and Western Australia. So I've got, Jessica, I've got this information here. Okay. So in New South Wales, we have 852 for 190, and in Western Australia, 1129. Okay, and similar numbers for both states for 491 as well. So you have that information in front of your screen. Okay. Okay, guys. I originally come from India, obviously. Primarily, my medium of communication is English. I hope I'm able to speak okay English. You guys are able to understand. But you can also ask your questions in Punjabi, Hindi. Okay, I'm equally competent in these two languages as well. So if you book appointment with me, don't expect कि मैं ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ English ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ. Yes, you can speak in any language. The purpose is good, honest, open communication. Okay, but because I do have lots of followers from other countries as well who do not speak native language such as Hindi and Punjabi, that's why I have to keep and creating content in English only. ठीक है, but ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. So Prerna, I won't comment much from ICT offshore, unfortunately. Okay, I think in the last session as well, I mentioned you must try to explore options of employer-sponsored visa. That could be relatively quicker for you if you have good IT skills and if you're currently employed. Swaggy Randhawa is saying, I lodged my 190 visa as a chef on 4th of December 2024. Any idea when it might be granted? So if you lodged it on 4th of December 2024, so first of all, you've got 190 as a chef. So you must be very, very happy. You must be the happiest bloke on this earth because you got 190 visa as a chef in these very, very difficult times. When would that be granted? Current processing times are roughly 16 to 18 months for 190. Okay, so if you have submitted your police checks and done the health examination and things like that, there's nothing much you can do. You just sit and relax, and it should be decided in the due course of time. Aryan's mom. Arya's mom is saying, hi, what will be the chance of 190 as a registered nurse in Tasmania? Pretty high. Registered nurse in Tasmania, if you have a full-time job, no problems whatsoever. It's just a matter of time. Parimadra 94 ECT 80 points, please. Could you answer? Is there any chance for 189 in this round? I don't think so, because the only reason why ECTs have limited chances at 80 points, the simple reason is not a lot of so at 80 or higher, at the moment, the total EOI count for ECTs is 7,364. And with 80 or higher points, we have roughly 1,900 people, 1,900 people with 80 or higher points. And I don't think, given the total number of allocation for 189 is only 15,000, I don't think they're going to invite more than 2,000 or 2,000 early childhood teachers. So they may invite maybe another 100 or 200, maybe max 300. And if they do so, most people with 90 and some people with 85 points will be invited. There are people sitting on more than 95 points as well, by the way. Okay, so with 80 points, it would be just false hope if you're thinking you're going to get invited. Okay. Okay. So Sam is Sam Curran. Sam Curran. Any chances of a 491 chef Western Australia graduate with 90 points? So Western Australian graduate, your points are very good. You have slight chance under Western Australian graduate team. Growth is saying any chances for environmental engineer, 90 points for 189. Okay, environmental engineer again. Um, there are certain occupations which are kind of required, but they are not in priority. For example, environmental engineer. Who employs environmental engineers? So basically, environmental engineers are needed to be employed by the companies to meet compliance requirements in most cases, unless you are in research and things like that. So it is actually a bad good. So they have to pay money to have these higher environmental scientists. So there are a lot of occupation environmental consultants, but they have to pay money, and it's not something that they directly require to run their business. It is just because of compliance. So the number of vacancies or the feedback that Jobs and Skills Australia will give to the Department of Home Affairs will not be very intense, and that's why the number of invitations that may come as an environmental consultant occupation would be very limited. Okay, so even if you are sitting at high points like 90 points at the moment, 90 or higher, we only have like 53 people. But would 53 people be invited? I really can't say. There are like in 189 list there are roughly 210 occupations. Okay, and given there are only 15,000 places, if every occupation gets like 100 places, it would become more than 21,000. So not a single occupation will get invited in large number. Some occupations they get invited in large number. For example, ECTs get invited probably in hundreds, and registered nurses they get invited in hundreds and probably up to even 1,000 every financial year. But would environmental consultant will get invited in large number? No, they may give a handful of invitations. So can't really say much. Okay. So if someone has applied for 190 like 18 months ago, let me have a quick look. For those who want to know visa processing times, okay, I want all of you guys to please come to my YouTube. So I'm just sharing screen how to check your visas, visa processing time. So this is a Department of Home Affairs visa processing time checker. Okay, so you can select, say someone is saying 190 and they're saying like they have applied for this visa like 16 months ago. So if you're looking at 190 visa, there are no streams on 190. There's only one stream. So I will select someone has applied like 18 months back. It could be in May 2024. So I'll just randomly select May, any date in May. Okay. So if you have applied your 190 visa in May or say mid-May 2024, so current processing times for 90% of the applications are 27 months. 27 months current processing times. So if it has only been like 16 months or 17 months, most likely it's going to take another year or so for your visa to be granted. And to a large extent, this information is true as well, because I had a client, he was cook, again, non-priority occupation. The application was lodged in July 2023, and it was 190 from Queensland in 2023. We got that grant like almost like 4 or 5 weeks back. So it takes time. Okay, I hope these times may get better in future, but that's what we are looking at as of today. Hi, I coach chef cooks to crack their skills assessment. Would love to have a 5 minute chat. Thanks, Rishabh Sharma. Yes, have a chat. Give me a call back on that number, Rishabh, or send me a set message on WhatsApp or as a text message as well. I would like to catch up. No issues. No name. Why is partner visa taking so long now? So partner visa, latest one. I had one grant yesterday for 820. It came after I think that. So when was it lost? I think 14 months or something. The stage one. So in some cases it takes a bit longer. In some cases it is around 12 months or so. Okay. Nisa Adhikari, RN 75 points, graduate last November from Western Australia. You may get invited from graduate stream from Western Australia. I wish you all the best. At 75 points, 75 points are reasonable. So, you have high chances. Mhm. So I've got, hi sir, what about urban planner in Tasmania? Okay. So if you are currently employed as a urban planner in Tasmania, you would definitely have high chances of success from there. Okay, Karan. Yes, yes, Sonisha, if it is in schedule one, that's fine as well. You can get invited in any streams. RJ, what is an average processing time for 189? That's a very good question. 189. Let's have a quick look again. If someone has lodged 189 and that to in point tested stream, and say if it was lodged in May last year, oh, that's surprisingly, that processing times is surprisingly low. So for 190, sorry, 189, it is roughly 10 to 11 months. Okay. And why that happens? Because, um, you know, the Department of Home Affairs probably has processed most of the applications that were lodged for 189 from last year. And they only have the chunk that they invited this year. Roughly 5,000 invitations came this year, and probably these processing times may increase in future when they have another round and lot other applications will go in as well at the same time. Okay, so currently 189 roughly 10 months for 90% of the applications, 190 27 months, and same is for 491 as well. Age care RN with 75 points for 189 EY last November from Sunshine Coast, Queensland. So I can't really comment much on the location, um, but I can have a quick look at the number of EOIs. So age care. Okay, so registered nurse, age care. RN age care, we are looking at 75 or higher. We have roughly 500 EOIs. So at 75 and higher, it is going to be very competitive for 189 again. And in Queensland, we are looking at 329 EOIs as a registered nurse aged care for 190. So slightly better probably for 190 prospect in Queensland. But the problem is Queensland gets a very limited number of allocations. If they continue to get the same number of allocations as they did last financial year, it is only going to be handful, just 600 only. So you have to weigh your options. Anyone who is RN, and if you are on lower number of points like 65 or 70 or 65 or 70, and there is no room for you to increase your points, either you choose 491. Okay, you can apply for 491 easily in Victoria. If you find a full-time employment in Victoria, you are definitely going to get invited from Victoria, even if you are on 65 points, as long as you have full-time job. Northern Territory, again, Northern Territory has for onshore candidates, they do have like that requirement for residency and work experience in Northern Territory, so not a good place. um, Western Australia can also invite you for 491. Okay, but Tasmania could be another option if you find full-time employment and in Tasmania. So but you need at least 6 to 12 months to materialize at Tasmania as well, because Tasmania also have a lot of people moving into Tasmania seeking that 190, especially registered nurses. So if you don't want to make that dire move to Tasmania, probably consider regional Victoria and focus on 491 if you are not able to increase your points more than 75. Okay. Floki, I have 80 points as RN for 189 chance of invitation, 13th of November. Look, 80 points. Let me again have a look. So when we look at a registered nurse NEC, if I look at registered nurse and that too, just NEC, we look at a registered nurse NEC. So at the moment, with 80 or higher points, we have 580 plus roughly 170 more. So roughly 650 EOIs for registered nurse NEC. It's a large number. So that's why if you are registered nurse NEC, you have higher chances if you have 85 or higher points. Almost sure when you have 90 or 95 or 85 or close to those points. But when we talk about 80, we have like 580 people waiting on 80 points. So if they only invited like 300 or 350, everyone, or 350 or 400, everyone with 85, 90 or 95 points will be invited. And some people who reached uh, those 80 points at the earliest date, the tie break point, those ones would get invited in addition to 85 and 90 and 95 pointers. Okay. So that at 80 points, 189 is still competitive as RN NEC. So what could be the options? Target 190, and don't be too choosy, especially if your visa is running out in next 6 to 8 months. Your points are on lower side. Instead of going for employer sponsored visa or thinking of going offshore and wait from offshore, think about making a move strategically to keep to target 491, because certain states are really happy to give 491 for people who are genuinely working in their regional areas. And I've got good experience, especially for ECTs and registered nurses. I've got very good experience with Victoria. They do value if you are living and working in regional Victoria, even though your points are on lower side, if you have full-time contract or even you're working at 30, 35 hours, they do consider you for nomination for 491 and 190, because they know if they give you 491 from regional Victoria, they know that your skills could benefit a regional economy for coming 3 years. Okay. And a lot of those people are even able to get those visa grants within 3 to 4 months. So it is just again, so people who have very, very good skills and high number of points, and you have your visa valid for next 3 to 4 years, it's just a matter of time. You can wait. But if you only have like 3 months or 6 months left on your visa, on your 485 visa, and you're thinking in your dreams that you're going to get invited for 189 at 80 points, which is too competitive, it's just not a right strategy, my friend. Okay. So you got to weigh your options. Current ECT 80 point. All right, guys, if you haven't hit that follow button so far, please do it now, right away. Okay. So there were a few questions coming on YouTube as well. So Sukhdeep was asking RNNEC, RN any chance for coming 189? I think I have answered your question. And there was another question from K Sai Deep 2571. My occupation is external auditor. So external auditor, unless you have 90 or higher points, not many chances this financial year, my friend. Okay. Guys, hit that follow button if you haven't done so far. For those who are new to my live shows, I would love to introduce myself to all of you. My name is Mahinder and I'm a registered migration agent. I'm based in Adelaide, South Australia. We can assist you guys located anywhere in Australia and even overseas. So if you guys are looking to discuss your case one-on-one with me, simply head to my website at www.ems.com.au. If you're on TikTok, you can see that in the banner behind. And if you're on Facebook and YouTube, you can see my website address is scrolling on the screen. We also have the phone numbers. If you send us a message on WhatsApp on this number here or this number on the bottom, which is scrolling on the bottom, you'll get a reply back message which will have link to our website, which will assist you. That link will allow you book consultation. My consultation charges are 165, which includes 30 to 45 minutes time to discuss your profile with me one-on-one. Also includes what else? A letter of advice. Okay. And if you sign up within 3 months, that $165 will become part of the final quote, so you don't lose anything. Remember, guys, we are here to change lives, and it takes a lot of courage, effort, commitment. If you have a genuine intention to change someone's life, and sometimes I'm really strict because I really want to get my message across. I'm not just here to do a formality to get those $165. I'm here to change your life, and we are happy to do whatever it takes. Okay, but you got to follow advice. Results will only flow if you follow advice, if you leave your comfort zone. And I'm talking to those people who have been sitting in their comfort zone, have been waiting for invites for last 2 years. Their visa is running out, and they are seeing that their friends are making efforts and they're getting results, but you are not, because you've been sitting and you've been slack. So don't be slack. This is high time for you to take those necessary steps so you can secure your PR. Okay. I'm not going to answer any repeated questions, please. So if I have picked your question before, then I'm not going to pick your question again. Working full-time insurance underwriter with 2 years of experience, Victoria, chances with 80 plus points. So Veda, if your employment is very strong, like you're working like 85 or 80K or more than that, then there are high chances Victoria can invite you for 190, because Victoria does invite very different occupations, even though they are not in priority, but they do invite a lot of different wide variety of occupations for that matter. Okay, I'm being joined by Mr. Manjot as well. Manjot will also assist me in some questions.
Hello, everyone. So welcome to our show. I hope you all are well and chasing your dreams.
Their dream is our dream as well.
Yes,
we want to see everyone getting permanent residency next 2 to 3 years. It needs strategy, it needs planning, it needs carefully thought programming, things like that, maybe making a move. And it also takes money as well, because we also you need also make a money. If you have to make a move somewhere, you need money, right? Money is everything here.
Exactly.
And also for professional help as well, we do have charges that you have to pay to us to get that continued support. Nothing happens unless you really are ready to invest on yourself. Okay, options are always there. What is Streak's question? Streak.
Motor mechanic, 80 points for 190, living and working in New South Wales, still not invited last round, was cut off 80.
Look, you can't really say the cutoff was 80, right? Because of these common occupations, motor mechanics, chefs, and many other different occupations, which generally are chosen by international students, there's not a lot of demand out there because supply is very big. So if there's a big supply, there's less demand. So only handful people would get invited in those occupations who have like really really strong uh, their employment. So if you are a motor mechanic and if you are in New South Wales, if you think that you are not getting invited for 190 in you didn't get invited in the last round, you have less chances to get invited in next round, then you can even target subclass 491 pathway 1 in regional New South Wales as well.
So when someone was saying about bricklaying with 70 points.
So bricklayer at 70 points are fine because you're within 135 EOIs. Some of them will get invited by state-sponsored visa, so you're definitely going to get invited, whether it is for 189.
I think he will get invited, yes, with the 70 points. Well, I think I have seen the last cutoff was what, 65 points.
Yeah.
So
bricklayer EOIs are
you will get the invite. And the painter last cutoff was a 70 points. I think it wouldn't increase. So
last cutoff for bricklayer painters, I think was
it was 70.
80.
No, 70. It was 70. I have seen.
But again, tie break point is really important. So if someone achieved those 70 points 2 years before, then
it may be a different.
Not different. The points are going to stay same, but matters when did you receive those.
So someone is saying about the social workers. So will social workers be invited next round? If not, any idea when?
Look, last round we had a lot of social workers invited. I had few of my clients as well. I'm not saying that they will not invite social workers at all, but they may choose a different set of occupations this time. But definitely they are coming around as well.
Actually, they have also mentioned in their Facebook post what I have seen that they will do the quarterly rounds. So if not in this round, maybe in next round.
Maybe there will be another round coming soon too. Yes. Okay, please help me with the question. So we'll spend another maybe 10 minutes.
So what do you think about enrolled nurses, sir? So actually, because most of the questions are for enrolled nurses as well. So if someone is working in a metropolitan area, what do you
look in metropolitan area? It is really competitive for enrolled nurses because you may find a lot of people just sticking to those metropolitan areas. So if you are an enrolled nurse, no matter how many points you have, you must target regional area. So while you are in regional area, you are unlocking 491 as well in addition to 190. But while living in metropolitan, you can't have 491 option available to you. Okay,
in some cases.
In some cases. So that's
some states, or in some cases, yes, we can say that. So we have questions from YouTube. So I think, are you reading this?
Financial investment advisor. I'm currently standing at 85 points for 190 plus 491 in which state you are. So if you are offshore, you should target every single state and do EOI for every single state. You can't be a chooser if you're looking to come to Australia. I don't think this occupation will get a lot of traction this financial year, given most of the states have priority for trade and health and teaching. So financial investment advisor, especially if you have like superior English, if you have like 5+ years of work experience, states like Victoria or maybe New South Wales may consider your profile. But apart from that, there's nothing much I can add here. Okay.
So someone is saying about the network, telecom network planner at 75 points. I think Boo won. So 75 points are not as enough for telecom.
So if you're looking like 189, network planner would go like around 85 or maybe 90 points.
So
But if you're employed in the industry, then you can also explore 491 and 190 based on the state you're living in.
So social worker with 85 points, visa expiring in 5 months. No 189 or 119 white yet.
This is her maybe 120th message.
Okay, so
And have
68 you will get in white soon. So with 85 points
really-
are 85 points are higher, as we see.
They're pretty good.
Yeah,
You don't know.
these points are really good actually. So you will if there would be any chance that the social worker will get in white, then obviously you will get the one.
Okay. Black Tiger lodged a 491.
As an ECT in June. Idea how long it takes.
ECT should be pretty quick, I think. So, if you've lodged in June, July, August, within 6 months, maybe another couple of months.
How long do we have to wait for 186 nomination after lodgement? Yes, sir. Please comment on 186 nomination. Please.
Okay, guys. So just give me 1 sec. I am going to stop my stream on YouTube and on Facebook, but we'll spend some more time on TikTok. So thank you very much, and we'll come back again on YouTube and Facebook.